But I kind of stand with him with the vaccines nowadays. Like when you look at stuff, it's like, I listen to Joe Rogan. I wouldn't take his stance on stuff, but yeah, I'm afraid to, like, I think it could screw up your system. And like, what benefit, like when I've gotten the flu pretty bad and I've gotten the flu vaccine, and like the hospitals are like, it's mandatory. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's against my religion. I believe I shouldn't get the vaccine. That's enough of a religion to me, because I don't think
if
I
I
need
was
to
high
take
risk, I would take it. If I'm feeling like I have the flu or I'm sick, I'm not gonna.
I'd rather take thymosin alpha 1 than go take the flu vaccine. I've done it where like my whole family's sick, and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of feeling like I'm tired tonight. I'll take thymosin alpha 1 for 1 to 2 days, and like I don't even worry about the flu, and my whole family's sick, but I'm not going to give them all peptides. I could give it to my wife, but she probably wouldn't take it. So.
Well, most of the time, the flu vaccine's like 10%, has 10% efficacy. They say that still cuts down the numbers a lot of like hospitalizations. I don't know. It's just...
They could always, mess around with the numbers and make it look like COVID vaccine. I'm not going to get the COVID vaccine.
No,
like, what proof do they have to...
Early on, I did, because when it first came out, I don't know about the safety of it, but the efficacy of the first strain or first 2 strains, I understood it. Now it's like, I don't know what they're making. It hasn't been fully tested, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, give us real results on prolonged research before like making certain things mandatory, or like, this is standard now. Like, that's the one part. Like, further research into like what other effects this may have, especially with like little babies.
Longevity, fertility, cancer, like you got to provide that stuff. I'm not going to go and shoot up my kid with some crap.
He's got a bunch of vaccines though.
Yeah.
You're not totally anti-vax.
No, I'm not anti-vaxxers. Yeah. There's stuff that works.
But that's the thing. If you bring anything up, then you're thrown into the anti-vax.
Yeah. No, there's beliefs and stuff that works and stuff that doesn't,
And you weigh out risks and benefits. Like we talk about all our procedures. There's risks, there's benefits, and you gotta understand.
If I was a diabetic and like I had poor lungs, I smoked, I would. You'd need to get the flu vaccine, but I'm none of those. So like, why am I gonna go and expose my immune system to something that it doesn't need and cause? It's an inflammatory thing. Your body reacts to it, so
it has to be inflammatory.
Yeah. So why am I gonna cause that rather than letting it naturally occur when it happens?
Long term, I haven't thought about the immunologic effects.
Yeah.
Because there's probably some type of crossover from prior vaccines you've gotten to future strains.
Yeah.
I don't know the full science behind it, but like just that part of my brain from the immunology research years, it's like building up the memory cells. Like if you're getting it every year, you're building up certain memory cells. I don't know if it's useful, but you're building up memory cells.
But don't you think these viruses are probably like, they're much smarter than this, and they're changing their DNA in ways that we can't stay ahead of them?
Viruses are really dumb because they're like the simplest organism, right? Are they an organism still?
But they still tend to affect a lot of people.
They mutate in insanely rapid ways.
Yeah, like that's had COVID. You can't vaccine, say they're dumb.
Like there's just no way to like actually get rid of a virus.
Yeah.
And the reason they mutate is because they can't be as lethal all the time.
Yeah.
Because viruses technically need a host.
Yeah.
A virus is nothing without a host. And if it's gone, killed off all of it, all of the hosts, there's nowhere for the virus to live. That's where our election talk went to.
Yeah. Well, it becomes into vaccines, a huge topic that like, last election was like they hit it on that Trump didn't like get people vaccinated quick enough or get a vaccine in the makings quick enough. That's why like COVID spread in the US, and which wasn't totally the truth, but everyone was freaking scared at the time.